What's up? This is Sports Dad again. I'm going crazy. I told you I'm going crazy, but I got to talk about Antonio Brown. I got to talk about this guy in the NFL. Stray away from the recruiting stuff for a little bit, but I got to jump into this and just drop just a few nuggets. So I'll be right back. All right, so let's talk about Antonio Brown. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, spread the word, and I definitely would appreciate it. If you got any comments or whatnot, please leave that information below, and we can chat a little bit. But let's talk about Antonio Brown and what he's doing. And you know, some analysts say that it's a distraction to the team. You know, first, you know, he had the helmet situation. Well, first actually he was with the Steelers and then he wanted to get traded. You know, whatnot, wanted to get paid. And the Steelers, you know, basically, you know, decided to just hey, you want to go? That's perfectly fine. And then he got picked up by the Raiders. Raiders got him, you know, gave him some money or whatnot. But recently in an interview, Antonio Brown said that he didn't need the money. He actually didn't need the money. He said, I don't need that, you know? And so he talked about how successful he was, so, you know, and which I understand. But now, you know, and then, you know, you got the helmet issue that, you know, they didn't, you know, his helmet didn't meet the requirements or whatnot, and they didn't want to allow him to wear his helmet. So, you know, he's like, well, I'm not playing it if you guys don't let me use my helmet that I've been using for years. So, and then, you know, just recently I heard that he got into it with the GM, you know, and they had choice words or whatnot. So it's a lot that's going on. It's a lot that's going on right now. And I hear they're trying to alter his contract a little bit and all this stuff too or whatnot. So, but the question is, do I agree with it? I hear, you know, a lot of people say, you know, and even Stephen A. Smith, respectfully so, who I admire, but he said that the man is a fool. You know, and some people are saying it's a disgrace to football and it's disrespectful to the organization and things like that. Now, I definitely agree that you should, you know, strive to be a professional, especially those young athletes that are coming up. You should definitely strive to be a professional, you know, at everything that you do, and avoid, you know, drawing negative attention to yourself. But, you know, in some instances, you know, it will happen, but how you handle it is totally different. And I'm gonna do a video about that too, about, you know, talking to the media and all that stuff too. I think that's super important, because a lot of you athletes, especially high school athletes, are getting a lot of media time, and so it's important that you make sure that you're saying the right things. But Antonio Brown though, so can he be a distraction to the team? Yes. You know, can it be viewed as disrespectful? Yes. But here is the thing, and I know that I'm gonna get some backlash from this, and I know that it's gonna be some people that do not like it, but here's the thing. The question that goes in my mind is that why should he really focus on being faithful to the organization, faithful to the league, when, and you know, oftentimes we've seen, you know, with different players that, you know, the league or the organization wasn't faithful to them. You know what I mean? And so, and we know that the number one key factor in all of this is money. It's money. It's money. And the reason why, you know, some players don't get the respect, some players don't get the payout that they want, you know, is because of money. The big wigs are thinking money. And so at the end of the day, you know, why, I mean, is it wrong for a player to think money as well? Especially at the NFL level, you know? And so, I mean, it's a lot to take into consideration. First of all, you're not promised health. That's number one. Number two, football is a brutal sport, you know? My son today told me that literally it's you gotta be kind of crazy to play it, because you're literally throwing your body into somebody else's for, for a very long time, you know? And the truth of the matter is that the body was not made for that. You know, it's not made for that durability, which is why, you know, we see now athletes at the professional level, such as Gronkowski, and, you know, Luck, you know, which caught everybody by surprise. They're retiring, right? And it's simply, you know, because of the wear and tear on the body. So, so why would a player, not be concerned about getting paid, not, getting their money? So my philosophy would be get in and do what it is that you need to do. Get in and get your money, get out. That's basically, that's how it is. Because once you get in, because how they view things, once you get in, and if you're a great player, but you're not going to always be great. And then once that greatness starts to dwindle off, guess what? You're forgotten. Well, not forgotten, but you're done. Especially like a running back situation, which is the durability for a running back in at a professional level is what, 3, 4, maybe 5 years, if that. So I understand Ezekiel Elliott. Hey, he holding out and saying like, hey, I want more money and things like that. I've proven myself, all that good stuff. I get it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. What Antonio Brown is doing, yes, he could do things a little bit differently, but just too many times we've seen organizations and the league just mishandle, players and athletes. And I think that they need to be respected. And so, so what he's doing, I think he's, going after his respect, but I think he's going after it. Maybe, I'll do things just a little bit differently, but all it is to me is that he's just going after his respect. So, so at that level, it's kind of different, and it's a lot of key factors. It's a lot of pressure that they put on you to play at that high level as well. So, we don't know why most of those, we don't know why, he's doing what he's doing. But there's a reason. So, there's a lot of pressure that go into it. So at the end of the day, I understand what, other analysts are saying, and I understand why people are outraged and they think that the dude lost his mind. But at the same time, like, there are a lot of instances where there's no loyalty and it's not going both ways. And so until that happens, I think we're going to continue to see things like this, right? It's even happening at the NBA level too, where players are, are taking advantage of their contracts and, doing things like, going and playing with different teams and teaming up with other all-stars and stuff like that. And they're just taking advantage of their contracts and, exercising all of their rights and things like that. So, but, I don't know. I just think that he's going after respect. So that's just my opinion about it. I know, like I said, some of you may not agree, but let me know. Go ahead and leave your comment and we can chat about it. All right? Deuces.